This is a unique world where I get to be a powerful overlord of a terrific cardboard empire that is both roguelike and super fun. Yep, Cardboard Town needs to be taken care of by me, Blondes. I'm the new author and mayor of this cardboardy dream that presents major challenges and plenty of drama along the way. Let me tell you, this game is pretty damn special now. Stressful, but also quite fun. So sit back, grab your drink as usual, and watch me build the best cardboard fort you've ever seen. This is 100 Days of Cardboard Town, and I'm the ruler, baby. Let's also hear it from today's sponsor. Are you ready for the ultimate blend of comfort and style? Introducing the FlexiSpot Lotus swivel-based recliner chair. This chair is more than just a place to sit, it's a full relaxation experience waiting for you at the end of a busy day. The recliner function is incredibly smooth, allowing you to kick back and relax effortlessly. With its 360-degree swivel base, you'll enjoy unparalleled flexibility and freedom of movement, letting you easily shift your view or engage with the room around you. Not only does the Lotus look sleek and modern, it fits seamlessly into a home or your office decor. It also boasts some serious ergonomic support. FlexiSpot are pushing it hard for the Black Friday sales. Check out all of the options going on here. So from the 29th of November through to the 2nd of December, it's 10% off site-wide. My chair is even Jackie Boy approved. Look at him. If you want to find out more about the products FlexiSpot offer, please check out the links in the description below. Now, let's get back to the video. It all begins here. A tabletop-like board and a town centre only. A dream, and a few cards to choose from in my hand. I place my very first road piece. Followed quickly on by this cute little house, giving me 4 extra population. I kinda sat there thinking and wondering what to do to get going a little bit. My only card was a trailer park, and it cost $1 to play. I had 0. Because of this, my only option was to continue on to day 2 and receive the option of a new card for the deck. I chose a condo. I had another one of those houses, so I decided to get it down right on the same section as the first one. I just want to say that the game is actually quite pretty to look at, isn't it? With nothing more to do, I moved on to the next day and was greeted with another choice of card to pick. I sat for a moment to try and understand what the Asphalt Factory cards were. One called Tax Dollar and another called Asphalt Conversion. After pondering, I decided to settle on another condo for now. I noticed that I'd flipped a pretty damn cool solar panel card too. It gives me +1 electricity and the chance to flip a coin and gain another. I placed it down but failed the flip this time. Another choice for me needed to be made. So I grabbed the outsourcing card, which I thought would come in really handy. On day 4, I did a little thinking and decided it might be a good time to already consider getting in the trailer park. After some of that thought, I found the right spot for it, and now was when we introduced to something called upgrades. I thought long and hard, but then grabbed the Land of Peace option, which gives +1 security whenever a festival is held. Just look at all my little cardboard freaks running around. Cute, to be fair. I popped to the next day, and after that, once again, I was met with another big decision. Water tower it is for now. Right, so by now you might be wondering what each thing is, right? So, it's kind of simple, but also pretty interesting to handle. One of the 4 you see is the resources that needs to be managed, and kept at a good amount. If any go below -20, the game is over. If one goes to negatives, you get a red alarm. 3 red alarms, and it's game over. These are the basics, but the balancing and cost varies hugely across the cards you play. So keep that in mind, and let's crack on. I was still on day 5, and I've still yet to spend my $3 I could now. I did have these condo buildings that cost exactly that, so why not, eh? I placed it down, and was met with an explanation of the red zone that was surrounding the condo. Basically, building houses in the red zone decreases the population bonus. Which upgrade should I choose next? Well, let's grab the no cards, no trouble option for now, as it would come in handy. I set into day 6 and I had to choose from 3 more cards again. Although the wind turbine looks great for power, we can't afford to place them right now, so the best decision was more solar panels, I thought. I continued about my day by going with a 1x2 road piece in the housing area, then playing a card called outsourcing. This draws 2 new cards from the deck. I got a small forest and a coal power plant. On day 7 we could now spend $4 a day, and here are the options of the cards to choose from. My choice was a new park, I think. Let's get it in. The park comes with a green outline that boosts population in its area of effect. And at the beginning of day 8, the cards were a little different because there were service buildings. I went with a police station for now. Then I moved to get in our second solar panels in the far corner. And the flip for heads was a failure again. The reason though is because we had a current disaster that made all coin flips tails for the next 11 days. Up next, I spent the last $2 on another house, taking us up to 49 population now. Then I got stuck into day 9 and drew another park card. I spent the dollars on another condo. This increased population further and soaked in the peculiar beauty of this game. On day 10, we had unlocked something called a new star quest, with a new goal of reaching 100 population. Sounds easy enough. I also only just noticed this big green button, which costs $4 but draws a card. Up next, it was another 2x1 road piece and a water tower to give us +2 water resource, and I decided to put it over by this pond bit for now. I went on into the next day, which drew another 0 cost road piece into the hand. I got it down by the trailer park to begin a little more expansion out that way. Up next, I decided to get in the fire station. The service buildings have this teal zone around it, which reduces the disaster meter when placed correctly. Here's a good little explanation of the trouble meter, which is shown in the top left of the screen. As the game goes on, the random disasters make it harder. On day 12, a big thing was introduced called the red cards. These bad boys basically need to be placed in time or you will end up with a permanent red siren. Remember, 3 of those means game over. I had a card called Pave the Way. This one discards a card from the hand and draws 3 road cards for me. You realise pretty quickly how important the road cards are too. I placed down the 2x1 road and then looked towards a new park area up by the house I placed earlier. This had then presented us with another difficult decision. I decided on the effective factories, which I did learn is pretty strong if you can keep the power on over 20 points. I went with another road piece, but this time it was the 3x1 to try and create a loop in the housing area. After, a second trailer park next to the other one too. I shuffled into day 14 and landed an outsourcing card. My next big decision though was going to be this police station. I pondered but then slapped it down near the existing housing area for the -2 reduction to the disaster meter. My next day was greeted with an amazing random buff called Smile is the best medicine. This one removes a random negative condition. Only problem is, I don't have any negatives yet. I played outsourcing to gain another 2 cards, then got down a 3rd trailer park because we are a diverse town. I spent a minute or so just watching my blue-haired cardboard peeps potter about. Then I used the population boom card, which generates a house and a residence card into my hand. It did advance the trouble meter by 2 though. On day 16, I decided now was the right time to go ahead and get the revenue service office building put in. It's now that I learn with each red building that gets placed, it triggers something called festivals. Mostly. I decided on the Mayor Appreciation Day, which draws 2 cards and gives me +1 police head thing. After, I placed a 1x1 road piece and played the New Beginnings card, which required me to destroy another card of my choosing. I got rid of the fountain, but failed the flip miserably, so gained a big fat nothing. My disaster meter had filled up, greeting me with a job crisis disaster. I decided to pay to get rid of that, as it stops the drawing of cards at the start of the day for a couple of turns. After, I looked to get in our very first coal power plant, which gives +5 power, but -2 environment. Then, I placed a 1x3 road piece and started into a new day, drawing me an asphalt factory. I decided to play the forest card we had in the gap by the housing area, boosting population to 3 different buildings. I flipped into day 19 and got my hands on a bus stop card. Not sure I like the stats on it though with the trouble meter advancement. I went ahead and commissioned a new resident building, which took me over 100 population and unlocking a choice of festivals. I went with a business fair, which draws an additional card each day for the next 4 days. I started the 20th day and drew another road piece, but also a card called Small Trade. Now, I know I explained the red alert thing earlier, but here we go as a reminder. When a resource goes below 0, you gain a red alert until that resource is positive again. 3 red alerts means game over, as well as any resource going below -20. Not playing a red card in time also causes a permanent red alert. The first few points are only temporary, and if you can raise the resource back above, they no longer count. Back into it though, I decided to go ahead and get another small house in. This time though, I placed it in the teal zone to get a reduction to the meter, and followed up with another water tower too. I got straight into day 21, drawing some cards I hadn't seen just yet, and got down a 1x2 road piece near the houses. I decided now was the right time to push a little industry, so the asphalt factory got placed, earning me 2 new $0 cards to play with. So, these 2 new cards you get for the asphalt factory are both actually really quite good. Both also cost 0 to play. I won't lie, it's only now, whilst I'm editing, I realise how strong they actually are. I played the asphalt conversion card, destroyed that bus stop as a sacrifice, and then got me in a nice juicy 1x4 road piece. I got that sucker in to create a square through the town. Up next, I set my sights on the small trade card, discarding the skyscraper I had, as it cost $7 to play. I got a new condo card and then quickly played the change of plans card, discarding my current hand and drawing 3 new ones. What I got was low tier, but that's the risk you take. I got started into the next day and drew both a fire station and a card called Power Through. I went with getting in another solar panel and tried my flipping luck, failing every single time it feels like. Next I spent $2 on a new house, taking the total population up to 115 so far. I spent my last bit of coin on getting in the road piece we had in our hand as well. My next decision was this Power Through card. It uses 2 power resource but gives 2 cards. I also have to flip a coin for a chance to gain 1 power back. I took a risk on destroying the trailer park next, but this time we did win the flip, getting a new random draw. Into day 23, and here comes the jolly old red cards. I went with a movie theatre in the end though, purely because it seemed like the least harsh to place on cost. Now, this is such a good spot for the fire station as it gives us a reduction of 3 disaster points, and I really can't stress how much harder it gets as the disasters stack up later on. Also, another road piece is a good fit as it gives us a good build surface. Into day 24 and I draw another road piece and decide to spend $4 and press the green button for another card, popping an achievement called What Does This Do? Alright, let's get on with day 25, where I get my hands on yet another solar panels card. Up next though, it was time to place in the new park, which gives a nice population buff in the area. I also placed the solar panels in again, and actually managed to win the coin flip this time. On day 26, I draw yet another little house card, which is nice to be fair. I got it in straight by the station to reduce the disaster meter too. Then I went for the next day and also popped the green button to draw another card. Finally placing the road piece down and moving on. The next day my luck was alright because I drew another house and placed it in our final slot we had available. We were growing quite nicely. On day 29 I drew another coal power plant. I also decided to go ahead and get it placed, advancing my meter by 1 as well. Now, advancing the meter was a bit of a mistake because the random disaster was a damn earthquake, man. This thing took out 3 random buildings and knocks out power and security by 1 for a few days on the bounce. Lastly, I got in a 1x3 road. I advanced into the next day and went ahead and placed another forest off the back of some housing, which boosted the population by another 7 points. I also decided to play the Wish Upon a Star card, triggering a new quest to play 5 cards in 1 day. I moved on with another day and drew a new park. I went ahead and got it placed in a slot I saved, boosting yet another 7 population again. Now, it was day 33 and I had to make another tough decision. We got met with some more red cards again, and I thought about it for a long hard while. Eventually decided that Recycling Center was the best fit or the most feasible option for now. I then decided to play the outsourcing card to draw another 2 into my hand, but all I got was 2 new $0 1x1 roads. Oh look, another road card. I did decide now to play the recycling card tactically though, as it destroys my current hand and gives me 3 new cards. This triggered the choice for a brand new festival, to which I allowed the Hippie Festival, gaining +2 population every day for the next 14 days, or until a disaster strikes. Into day 35 and some better cards were starting to show. I placed down a residence building for +10 people, and this took my mayor level up to level 5, earning another upgrade choice. I thought for a bit, but decided to take the building plans option to gain an extra draw of cards. I started the next day and then cracked on with a new condo building. My choice of placement wasn't the best though, but it did keep my hippie festival going a day longer. I went ahead and got down yet another trailer park as the security resource was quite high, and another house. We moved into a new day again and drew another trailer park. The universe is telling me something, I think, at this point. I placed it down and popped the cardboard village achievement for reaching over 200 population. I played the outsourcing card next, drawing another 2. I gained a water tower and an asphalt factory. I went into day 38, which triggered a disaster that generated a random red card in my hand. I placed the water tower and moved on. It was day 39 and the road piece was calling for me. I placed both of them and yet another water tower. Resources were growing nice and steady for now. Then, the next day I drew another road card and played the green mayor button. This triggered the deck to reset as we got to the end of it. I placed one road, only to unlock yet another, which I also placed and advanced yet another day forward. Plus 16 for placing a condo, and that took me to mayor level 6, baby. After some thought, I decided on the left-hand upgrade. And yes, I'm actually left-handed. Burn me at the stake, if you will. In all seriousness though, it was a strong choice, I think. I moved on, placing another 1x1 road piece and a brand new park. Day 42, and to no surprise, it was time for the dreaded red card choice. I took on another mineral mine. Then I moved on to place the movie theatre, as we only had 2 more turns to get it done. I had another choice of festival now, and took on the government internship day. I think K-pop was probably a stronger choice now, but it's okay. I cracked on into day 43 and then decided to spend on the green button once again and test my luck. I also played the Wish on a Star card, which offered me this new quest instead. I moved on though with more roads and advanced yet another day, drawing another park to play with. I decided to get in one of the 2 mineral mines we were holding, and that gave us the choice of a new card to pick. I took on the new road piece and then got that placed over in my industrial area for now. I also went ahead and got in yet another of the mineral mines, as I hate holding the red cards. This took my power into minus for now though, but I was met with a festival for the trouble. I grabbed the Oktoberfest festival as our trouble meter was about to trigger again, and this reset it. I had 9 gold to use, so I placed down the park, then a nice little 2x1 road piece, and finally a juicy new condo. Just look at this place coming together, man. It's beautiful. Into day 45 and another road piece, and then a push of the big green button again for another draw. I placed down the road piece, then on entering the next day, I drew yet another road piece. I know, sick of saying it. This time it was the 1x3 piece that cost $2. I slapped that sucker down, then went ahead and pressed the green button again to see what I would get. Oh look, more roads. Into day 47, I drew a house and got that thing placed straight away. I also had no other move other than to press the button again, drawing even more roads. What even is this luck right now? Into a new day once more, and the luck of the draw was another small house. I decided to place it again as it's cheap and then draw another card for $4. This time it was some solar panels, and they were reduced to place, and the coin flip was a dud. I had the change of plans card, which discards my current hand and draws 3 new ones. This time it drew some pretty average cards again, but I decided to play the new beginnings card for another chance. And guess what? It failed. Into day 49, and the only 2 cards I had were a coal plant and a small trade. I decided on getting the coal power plant in for a big bump to power for now. Upon playing the mayor button, I pulled a new residence building finally, and then cracked on into the 50th day. This is the middle mark, baby, and now it's time to pick a dodgy card for the future. My sensible choice was the sketchy pawn shop, which gave me 8 turns before needing to play it. Next, I played the small trade card, discarding the trailer park. This did trigger a new random disaster though that I wasn't paying attention to. This one was actually quite rough, as you can see, so I decided to spend the officers on removing it. Up next, I placed down a new fire station near the housing zone, as well as a resident building, which triggered the upgrade. After some serious time thinking about my next step, I decided to grab the hydro power plant option, as it grants me +1 power whenever I spend water. After, I played the switcheroo card, which did a big fat nothing, to be honest. Following that, I had no choice but to start a new day and then play the mayor button for another shot at a decent card. I once again played the card called Power Through, which spends 2 power to draw 2 new cards. The flip was also a success, gaining back +1 power. I then popped another green button draw, netting a skyscraper. The day 52 draw was another small house too, and I had one of the outsourcing cards in my hand to play, drawing another small road piece and 1 more solar panel. The panel got placed and the coin flip was a win as well, baby. I had a small forest card here, which I placed in the nice little area, popping the golden real estate achievement. Pure luck, to be honest. This had also advanced me to the 3rd star quest. This time it was to press the mayor button 15 times. I also had a choice to make, this time taking the relief fund to gain from disasters, just that little bit. Into day 53 and I gained a trailer park on the draw. I also spent $2 more on another small house, taking the population up to a grand 324. I thought the right next choice was to press the green button and build a larger hand for now, but it was another house. Let's take a little look over to the cardboard town, shall we? The next draw on the new day was a water treatment plant, and then I find a nice little spot for the sketchy spawn shop, and then I find a nice little spot for the sketchy pawn shop. This triggered yet another upgrade, so the red buildings aren't all too bad really. This choice was tough though, as all 3 were valid choices at this point, but I did decide on the land of progress. Gaining a level also gains 1 of each resource. The place looks proper cute, I can't lie. Anyway, let's press that mayor button for a new card and then get into the next day for now. I decided to play the small trade card, taking my meter close to a new disaster, a risk I was willing to take. All that risk for a 2x1 road piece, but I placed it either way, and then decided to press the mayor button again to work on that 15 times quest. I netted a solar panels card, placed it, and flipped the coin. Yeah, it landed on heads too. I placed a house in by the newly placed fire station, reducing the disaster meter, then popped into day 56, drawing and placing a new condo by the mountain. After that, I played the Power Through card, removing 2 power and drawing some cards. Heads again too. My luck might finally be turning. I also moved on and played the New Beginnings card, destroying the trailer park and gaining nothing. Solar panel flip was now a fail too, so I spoke too soon it seems. My last dollars were spent on the mayor button, drawing another condo, and then I cracked on into the next day and was met with my next red card choice to make. My mind was kinda racing at this point as the stress levels were rising. I think at this point the fishing port was a feasible option for now. I played the outsourcing card next, drawing an asphalt factory and a road piece. My road went in, which made a slot for the fishing port. I pressed the green button, getting yet another road piece, and then went into the next day, flipped the coin and landed a heads. I noticed that the disaster had landed too, which means we weren't allowed to place the 3 road pieces for 14 turns. I did get the fishing port in though, and had to pick a card. Garbage power plant was my choice. I pressed the mayor button, drawing a road piece, but we couldn't use it for a while as I said. 14 days is a long time. Let's move on though and get this condo placed next to this little forest area, and then crack on into a new day. And the draw was another bigger road piece. Can you imagine my joy right now? Next up though, I did decide to mix it up a little and get in the garbage power plant, which also gives me a park card. I put down the 1x2 road piece and started day 60 at the click of a button. I played a park card next that fits perfectly where the new road piece went. Then the second park nearby, which also gave a little boost to the nearby trailer parks. I moved into day 61 and got my hands on an outsourcing card. I played the mayor button next and was pretty damn thankful for the trailer park card that came. I also played the outsourcing card, netting a new useless road piece and a resident building. I placed in the residence building straight away, leveling me up to level 8 and giving me a brand new upgrade to choose from. After some big thoughts on this one, it was apparent that the nuclear power option was pretty damn crazy. Yep, that's the right choice I think for now. Now, as you can see, I'd shot up to plus 28 power, which gives me some serious playing leverage to have fun with. Into day 62 though, as the fun never stopped. This is the perfect area I was trying to save for forests, netting a bonus 24 extra population. The last gold was spent on a card draw. On the next day, it was once again God's will to make me choose something from the dread. After some thought, the obvious, more cheaper choice was for the shopping centre, purely because we have loads of power now. Up next, I played the mayor button, but my hand is full. I also noticed that when you go idle in a game for like 2 minutes, it goes into an animation where you can follow along as a little cardboard citizen, bopping and bumping along casually and doing nothing. I had my hands on another forest card, raising my population up another solid 24 peeps. Then press the button for another house. I swear these damn things are getting more frequent though. Anyway, let's take the post office this time, shall we? I placed the little house in this spot we had spare, and then another one on a brand new row for now. This also meant we had met the requirements of 2 placements for the post office too, so I squeezed it in into the gap between the condos. I also had to choose a card now too, so I took the water pump station tactically. This post office building's actually pretty nice just slotted in there, I think. The artistic design in game is actually quite gorgeous. Alright, day 64, and we had pretty much full hand now. I placed in a new fire station, followed swiftly on by a new water tower too. On day 65, I drew a new coal power plant, but it was time to place down the water pump and make use of all the spare power, and lastly press the mayor button another time. Up next, I had a nice little slot for a trailer park, and the board was looking incredibly full now. On to a new day and yet more roads. I placed down a 3x1 piece and then drew a card from the mayor button for some gold. With no other options for now, it was time to draw into a new day. I gained a water supply card, so played it pretty much straight away, which gave me another water point, and straight to pressing my shiny green button once again. I placed down the house on the far row and followed up straight away with a new park next to it, taking the population up to 455. Into day 68 and my flip of the coin landed well, gaining a new point in the power stores. I also had the big red decision to contend with, and to be honest, I definitely didn't want the Doomsday Bunker. Not sure why I chose it really. The new disaster was here also, but I decided to pay the price and get it removed. I popped the mayor button, which reset my deck from the discard pile back into play once again. I also spent another $4 on another draw and went into the legendary day 69. Oi oi! All jokes aside, I did have this coal power plant to stock more power, so I got it straight in. With 29 power and 17 water, I could afford to get the Doomsday Bunker place down, I think. This triggered a legendary festival to choose from. I went ahead and chose a nice little racing event for us, netting 2 large road cards to use. I placed one down immediately and then played from the bin card, drawing a discarded card at random. Oh look, another road piece and a park. I had no more gold though, so day 70 awaits. I continued to shape the area with all the road tiles I could and then popped the last mayor button to complete the star quest. This is now where the game gets a bit more hairy, let me tell you. New resources were upon us, it seems. So I unlocked the elementary school. Into day 71 for now, and my hand was full. Let's get some more roads in and a juicy industrial well for +5 water. The town was pretty booming now, wasn't it, eh? I placed a small forest behind the 2 condo buildings for 8 more population, then another trailer park, 2. Day 72 draw was another decent road piece, which I placed over by the solar panels. I feel like they used to be further away, didn't they? I could once more place my little road pieces too. Woohoo! After, I spent $4 on a Mayor Green button draw and placed the house straight in that I unlocked. With $2 left for the turn, I played the water management facility, which gave me a card called Decompose. This card was pretty decent because I could destroy a card and gain +2 environment points. I also triggered an outsourcing card draw before making my way into a new day and more gold. The choice was an interesting one for this one, as the slums give a nice big bump to population at the cost of lots of all resources. I also played the outsourcing card after to build my hand back up a little. One being the economic downturn card, reducing the trouble meter at the expense of 2 random resources. Up next, I decided it was time to place the slums. This popped me the Cardboard City achievement for reaching over 500 population. The upgrades are one of the best things to unlock, to be honest, and this time was decent too. I went ahead and took the Hard Times upgrade, which gives a random upgrade resource if I trigger any alarm. This also popped the upgrade achievement. I needed to pick a new card to add, so I went with the residence building, as it's been a solid choice for me so far. I also popped the mayor button and advanced into a new day for 2 new basic cards. Next, I placed a new park and the elementary school, gaining the education points. This had also finished my final star quest, and we had already hit it for 500 population. Nice! At this point, it was time we got the explanation of the education points done. They're just the same as the other resource points, however, for each 10 population I gain, I lose 1 education point. Scary stuff. Now, in light of this, my choice for a new card was the laboratory to make sure we had options for education for now. I also had to choose a brand new festival. It was the time for a good old K-pop festival in town, which gave me +9 population and reduced the trouble meter significantly. I also popped a new achievement called In the Zone. Up next, I was low on gold, so I played the Crisis Opportunity card, which advances the trouble meter by 2, but draws a card. I also tried my hand with the New Beginnings card again, but flipped to tails this time. Finally, I had enough to place this little house down in a spare little slot I had open. I had no other options, so cracked on into day 75, drawing a new road piece. I played a 2x1 road piece and drew a university card from the deck. I also played the mayor button, getting another house, to which I placed down, as well as the water tower we had on hand. Cracking into a new day, and it was another education card, this time a preschool. I placed down a new residence building over by the pond, then drew a new card with the mayor button. I placed down a new 3x1 road piece and cracked into another day again. Luck's pretty bad right now with education buildings, as they don't help much at the moment. I did manage to place down the preschool though with the little green area by the house. After, the mayor button again, drawing a laboratory. I had a water pump station that I wanted to get placed and thought for a while. Eventually, I settled on an area for it, and then cracked into a new day, landing a heads, and had the dreaded choice to make once again. I went with a hotel for now, but honestly, an extra resource was probably the wrong thing to do right now. Now, the hotel needed to be built on the forest tiles, so I went ahead and got it in straight away. This gave me a new choice of the new cards again. I also had an explanation on how the tourism works. Similar to education, except each disaster makes tourism drop. I also had a new festival to choose. I went ahead and took the town anniversary for the extra gold per day. I played one of the wish cards that I got, which gains a random resource and a coin flip. Flip failed, so the card got destroyed. I played the next wish card, and this time the flip was good. I also played the incinerate card. This destroys 2 of them, but gives me +2 power. I had no way of playing the education cards yet still, so it seemed like the right thing to do. On the next day, I played the mayor button draw 2 times as I had nothing to play right now. And with nothing else to do, I went on into the next day. I drew a fire station this time, which I was happy to get placed. On day 80, I played the mayor draw and got something called underground management. Could be useful in a pinch. Nothing more again though, and then into day 81. This time I got a wishing fountain, so I went ahead and placed it, generating yet another wish card. I went and played the tourism tax card, which gives me half the gold number based on tourism points. This gave me just enough to go ahead and get the university in, and it was a pretty damn big building, let me tell you. Up next, I played the wish card to try my luck once more. Another small win too. Happy days. On to day 82, I drew a water supply card. I actually tried to use this underground management card now, but I think I misread it and should have played the water card first. It was time for the project launchpad, which gives 2 random disasters. Oh, the absolute pain of it. We got bad public schools, which attacks education if my resources go bad, and roads cost 2 gold more each. I also had 2 coin flips, landed one and not the other, so only gained 1 security. Up next, I spent gold on the mayor green button, netting an outsourcing card. I played it straight away to try and pull something worthy. It wasn't too bad. I got the condo placed and followed up with a garbage power plant in an attempt to keep resources high. Let's crack into a new day, shall we? Oh look, more bad choices to make. I pondered but settled on the shopping centre for now, as it wasn't too tricky to get placed. I also had this Smart Solutions card, which gives a new card in the hand for each 5 education points. I got a loan card, which honestly, it's a bit rubbish. I played it anyway, and used the extra gold to go ahead and get the pool placed, triggering the choice of a lovely new festival. I went with a government internship to raise security points. Then I thought about what to do and decided on playing the power through card. I gained the resources, but failed the flip as usual. Nothing more to do, it was into day 84. Now, I had this Project Launchpad scaffolding as the next piece of the launch stuff to play. Not sure it's the wisest move with all the resources getting low, but I did it anyway. This triggers 2 more disasters and puts myself in a sticky spot. The coin flip failed too. I decided to spend the security points on fixing the earthquake and then played the Plan B card to refresh my hand. The draw was actually pretty good to be fair, and now I had some means to progress. I placed the solar panels, flipped the heads too, and progressed into day 85, triggering yet another disaster. Pressure is rightly on. I also failed the coin flip. Surprise, surprise. It's been a while since I was able to place down a park, so let's go ahead and do that. This did take education to 0 though. I also grabbed cards from the bin, which were decent too. I placed down the water management facility, pulling the decompose card that gives +2 environment points. I also then placed down the solar panel and magically landed the flip. Next, there was a perfectly sized slot to get in the residence building, which I forgot, and it dipped my education into the minus, putting me on 2 red alerts. Next, I played the mayor button, drawing the tourism tax card again, and went into a new day. This reset the bin stack of cards. I also played the mayor button once more to try and get better draws, and finally placed down the industrial water well. Into day 87 and 2 education associations drawn. Not ideal to be honest. I played from the bin, drawing an industrial water well and an aquarium. I also played the mayor button, netting another outsourcing card. You best believe I played that bad boy straight away. I also spent my last $4 on another mayor draw, but I didn't realise my hand was full. What a waste. I popped the new beginnings card, destroying one of the education associations, flipped to tails, and got sad. Into day 88 and I was met with red cards. I picked the furniture factory now, and honestly, why would I want yet another resource, eh? I placed down a nice new house, then played the import card to increase power and draw a laboratory card. Finally, I made it into a new day and the final stressful stretch. I did have a park card to play though, which took population up enough for more minus to education. I was pretty stressed by now, not sure if you can tell though. I spent another $4 on the mayor draw and then into day 90 and placing a 2x1 road piece. I decided now was the time to get the shopping centre commissioned, which resulted in some good options to pick from. I tried out a reroll though, as I am after education stuff. I settled on the upgrade card, which I then played pretty swiftly, and all I got for the trouble was a new road piece. I went into day 91 and a new disaster strikes us called Bureaucratic Disturbance. This increased the cost of the mayor button by 1. God's sake, man. I made do as I didn't want to pay to remove and flip the coin for the consolation prize. Next, I played the change of plan card, which basically discards my whole hand and draws 3 new ones. Seeing what I got, I also went with a mayor button again, drawing in the loan card too. I placed down a new house card, and now the population was on 584. I also moved to placing a 1x3 road piece and got some decent card draws from my events. Lastly, I played the wish card, drawing a house and a fire station. I played yet another house card and took a little moment before deciding on a new condo piece too. This took me over 600 population. I had another wish card to try my luck with, but guess what? Absolute failure once again. Let's play this turn up the heat card, shall we? Although it did nothing other than steal water. On to the next day, and red cards were here again. Oh damn you, I do hate these, man. I decided to go with the junkyard though, as it had enough environment points to manage it. After, I played the mayor button and cracked on into day 94. I did pull the outsourcing card again though. Next, I played the power through card and was really starting to gamble my resources away, it seems, eh? Also, the tails was a kick in the sack. I moved on, placing a new water tower and then another house too, and the town was looking huge. I moved on into day 95. My next choice was getting the junkyard placed down, which gave me new options to choose from. I grabbed the fruits of science in hopes that it would help resources and played it immediately. only to find out it doesn't help education or tourism points. Lastly, I played the mayor draw. I had a preschool card which would reduce the minus a little bit for now, and then had no choice but to move on. I drew a wish card which I managed to play, and once more my lucky stars weren't aligned. After the wish, I played the mayor button and then placed down a small road piece. I went on into day 98 and was only on 2 disasters now. I also had to make another choice of the reds. I went with a movie theatre purely because we have much longer to play it for now, saving me the trouble. I played my loan card I had, then played the furniture factory, kinda signing my own death warrant it seems. I did get some new choices because of it though, and had to play this right. It explained industry to me and was similar to the others for now. I grabbed the exploit the man card as it really didn't matter with our impending doom. I did have the saving grace of a festival though, which is pretty epic timing. The obvious option was the saving awareness one as it would save me for another turn, and honestly, that luck was mega. In our final moments, I played as if everything was alright, drawing cards and having fun. I placed a preschool, nearly saving me from another alarm, then binned the exploit the land card and moved into the next day with a lovely coin flip. Unfortunately though, we had hit minus 21 tourism. So the game would end if I couldn't bring it below minus 20. I played from the bin, panicking, but it failed. I pressed to go into day 100, and as we expected with no options left, I was met with the ending doom of the run and the game being over. It's now though I'll take the time to say thank you for watching all the way through. It's been an absolute pleasure to give something very different a little go on the channel, and I thoroughly enjoyed this one very much. If you'd like to see me get all of the achievements and run again on it, let me know. Subscribe if you aren't already, and take it easy friends. Lawns out.